Okay, before this video starts, I just want to say the Overwatch developers of this game love this game more than every single person that plays Overwatch and every fan combined, and they will die for this game, and they are amazing, and they are some of the most hard-working people you could ever meet in your life. However, I also care about the game Overwatch because it's what I grew up playing. This video was actually sparked by their blog post that they put when they said they were going to rework Sombra, Roadhog, and Lifeweaver. And this is a video I've wanted to make for a very long time now. I just kept putting it off. But to be honest with you, I'm just getting kind of annoyed because this is something that not many people talk about. I don't feel like in the Overwatch community, people do, but I feel like a lot more people will complain about the balance of the game or the competitive system, like the matchmaking. No one really complains about the hero design of the game. I mean, okay, Flats, for example, he's done 300,000 videos, I think, where he's complained about Mauga. And even in his video talking about the blog post, he literally mentioned that the #1 character that should get reworked is Mauga.
An extremely early shortlist for us that's subject to change includes Sombra, Lifeweaver, and Roadhog. Alec, my brother in Christ, we're just going in circles on Sombra and Roadhog. And I do think he should get changes, but he's not #1. The #1 on the list is the two big miniguns. Shoot the other tank, dumbass that exists.
Now, my main point for this video is that Overwatch has had a hero design issue for a very, very long time. And I don't know if they just ignore it and don't care, or they don't think it's the case. But I'm going to make my case in point as to why they fundamentally struggle at creating unique heroes without making them feel really shit. Okay, point #1, Sombra. When Sombra is good, people don't like to play against Sombra and they don't have fun playing against her. When Sombra is bad, people don't have fun playing against Sombra and they don't like playing as Sombra because she's not good. That creates a really big issue. Now, obviously, this is excluding like the top, like, you know, top 500, like champion, you know. I'm excluding that because in those ranks, Sombra is really easy to deal with. You just play, I don't know, Sojourn. Just the second she goes to hack you, just whip around 180 degrees and just delete her out of existence. But to be honest with you, even at that rank, if a Sombra hacks you, it's still just as annoying to play against. The entire point of the character is to prevent you from playing the game. Characters which fundamentally prevent you from playing the game are unfun to play against, even if they're balanced in a way that makes them really bad. Even if she did 1 damage per second with her gun, her hack would still be annoying because it literally stops you from playing the game. In hero shooters, your entire thing of having resources and expending a resource to get some extra space and pushing forward or getting a kill and then having to retreat or move back or reposition is all based around your abilities. If you have a character which literally prevents you from using your abilities, they turn off your resources and stop you from being able to play the game. That is just an unfun hero design. I don't care how OP she is. It's not about her being strong or weak. It's about her gameplay mechanic. Her only purpose in the game is really annoying to deal with. Not even to deal with, it's just annoying in general. Mind you, her ultimate does the exact same thing as her right click, but to everyone in a massive radius for like 6 seconds. Mind you, this isn't the current version we have of Sombra. Is not like, oh yeah, they've just changed her numbers. No, this is like the 5th version of Sombra we've gotten. So she was released obviously in 2016, and then in 2018 they were like, oh, her ult is not good enough because you can stand behind lampposts and stuff with it. So let's just make it so that her EMP can hack through those. And also, let's make it so she can hack other characters' abilities, like Hanzo's wall climb. Now, this is something else I don't understand. Why does Sombra have the ability to stop you from using your arms and your legs? Unless what Overwatch is implying is that Soldier and Hanzo both have cybernetically enhanced limbs and appendages. She should not be able to do that. Way later, like towards the end of 2021, they increased her movement speed from 50 to 65 when she's invisible. And mind you, the first iteration of Sombra, you throw a translocator somewhere, it just stays there, and then you're running around invisible the whole time. You deactivate invisibility, shoot someone, and then just teleport back out to your translocator. Usually you put it next to a health pack like 50 meters away. You get the health pack, act the health pack, throw back your translocator, do the same thing over again. And you just keep repeating that cycle. That is literally how Sombra used to be played. So then, Overwatch 2 comes around. In the beta, they rework Sombra, they change her stuff again. They change her hack completely, so it only lasts 4 seconds. It doesn't get reduced when hacking health packs. It takes longer to actually get the hack off. It now also reveals people through the walls, and she can now destroy BAP lamp when she hacks it, which I think that's the one thing that makes perfect sense. And also you can interrupt her while she's hacking you, and it will give you the full cooldown of hack. It will give you the full 4 seconds. But again, 4 seconds is not that long, right? And now she also has the ability to deal 40% extra damage to hacked targets. And EMP now not only hacks them, but it gets rid of 40% of their HP. Just boom. Literally like a week later, they go, yeah, you know what? That movement speed buff from last year, yeah, we don't like that. So they lowered it back from 65 to 50. Then later in August of 2023, they increased her ultimate cost, and they made it so that her ult can't destroy Lifeweaver's ultimate anymore, because before she could one-tap his ultimate for whatever reason. Once again, later in 2023, she was reworked again, because remember before, you had to press a button for her to go invisible. Now, they made it as part of her kit, so she automatically goes invisible when she leaves spawn. Then her speed bonus during stealth was reduced from 60 to 45. Then translocator was changed. So instead of her throwing it 500 meters like in a different location than her teleporting to it, now when she throws it, it will just automatically teleport her after like half a second or something. I remember when this first came out, it was literally like it was like a tracer blink. You just throw it and you just appear in the next location. Also, she was given a new ability, Virus. So when she hacks people, she throws virus at them, deals a bunch more damage when they're hacked because it actually crits them instead of just a normal ability. Okay, sorry, it's not more damage on hacked targets, it's the same amount of damage, she just does it faster. So instead of 100 damage over 4 seconds, she does it in 2 seconds. Oh, they also removed her opportunist buff. So before, when she did 40% damage to people who were hacked, she no longer does that anymore. They also increased the cost of her ultimate by 15%. And then in the very next patch, about like 2 weeks later, they decreased it by 10%. Then later, because of the changes that happened in, I think it was season 9, her ultimate ability cost got increased again by 10%. Later, they reduced her ultimate by another 8% because she was affected by the ability ultimate cost thing by 10% from season 9 patch. Then the very next patch, within literally 6 days, the previous reduction to her ultimate cost got reverted, so her ultimate got increased by 8% again. Then on the 15th of October, they reworked her again, where hack doesn't end stealth, but it reveals Sombra, and then she can get detected instead of just revealed if people are close enough to her. The cooldown of translocator got increased, and stealth is now no longer a passive, but it actually activates using translocator, and it only has a 5-second duration, which is the Sombra we have now basically. And everything else for Sombra since then has been just like basically damage numbers up until we get the perks. So then she has a bunch of random perks that they give her. Then that's her like 4th rework. Now they want to rework her a 5th time. I mean, look, the reason they keep reworking her and the reason she keeps being a permaban isn't because she's overpowered. I don't know if the Overwatch devs genuinely think the reason why is because she's overpowered. I'm here to tell you that's not the reason. She's just annoying. She's just not fun to play against. As a fundamental character, her base kit is not fun to play against. If all they do with the rework is, oh, we've given her infinite stealth back, it's not good enough, because that's not the point. The core issue of Overwatch and reworking characters is that they don't understand the reason that they should be reworking them. Like example number 2, right? Roadhog. Roadhog has also been reworked, I think 3 times. The first time, his hook had like infinite range. Whenever he used his healing, he would stand still, like he literally couldn't move. Obviously they changed that going like later on, I think in like 2018 or something, so his hook had like a range, but he could move while he was healing. Then in Overwatch 2, what they did is at some point they were like, yo, you know what, everyone's complaining about Roadhog's one shot, because this was during the time of the discussion when everyone was saying, yo, one shots shouldn't exist in the game. So they went, okay, you know what, we'll get rid of the one shot. In fact, we'll just get rid of his right click entirely and we'll mix it in with his left click. His right click ability is going to be a thing called pig pen, where you place a trap on the floor, and when someone steps on it, they get bulked up in the air for a second and then they take like 10 damage or whatever it was. The problem with this change was that it didn't fix the core issue of the one shot. It just made it harder and more annoying to have to get, but you could still do it. All you had to do was just hook someone on top of your pig pen. So what now happened is Roadhogs would put the trap down on the floor, and they would just sit on a corner and wait for someone. The second someone peeks the corner, they hook them in and they step on the pig pen, they just one-shot them. Because that extra little damage from the pig pen is what caused the one-shot. So they've changed the character now. So he just has a left click. There's no like left click, right click, actual like, you know, dynamic and skill expression. It's just one button. And the one-shot that they tried to avoid is still there. Mind you, I don't think his ultimate's been changed like ever. Maybe it has, I could be wrong. It could be like a speed increase, or his ultimate actually has been changed only once, because before you couldn't stop his ultimate. Like the second you pressed ult, you were committed for the full like 10 seconds or whatever it is. Now you can move around, you can take a breather, you can stop shooting, continue shooting. That's what it was. But reworking Roadhog is good because Roadhog is really sluggish. Like he doesn't have anything. He has like 2 buttons. He just has his hook and his take a breather, and then his ultimate, and that's literally it. It's just you have to have perfect aim on Roadhog with the hooks and timing and everything, and if you don't, you just get ran down by Sojo and Sierra, because they literally just feed their ultimate off of you as Roadhog. That's actually just it. The third character that they talked about is Lifeweaver. Now the issue with Lifeweaver is the same issue with the other characters, is that his core base kit just sucks. And all they've done genuinely is just change the numbers. The only thing they've ever done for Lifeweaver, which was like a change to his actual kit, was at the very beginning of when he was released. He had this passive where if you killed him, he dropped the lotus flower that healed you if you picked it up, but it also healed the enemy if they picked it up. And then they removed the second part of that mechanic, and then they just removed the whole passive altogether. So now, before in-game, Lifeweaver I think healed 65 per burst, and then they had that one patch where they buffed him a bunch, but again it was just his numbers. And all they've continued to do with Lifeweaver is just buff his numbers. Like right now he started with 65 on his right click, currently he's at 90. Like he heals for 90. Like Mercy Beam with the new role changes where you shoot someone and they take decreased healing, Mercy Beam does like 35 healing per second. I think Lifeweaver out heals Mercy, which is like such an insane sentence, but I genuinely think that's what's happening. Obviously Mercy just got a change to her flash heal, so I don't know about Lifeweaver out healing Mercy anymore, but he did. And like the problem is that unless Overwatch reworks them from the ground up, I am talking like from the very base level of the character, they scrap all of the abilities and just reimagine the entire character. Like, okay, let's take Reinhardt for example, right? Why would you play Reinhardt nowadays when you can play Hazard? You have block for like 10 seconds, you have a wall which boops people and does damage, you have a leap, and you have wall climb. And same thing with Ramatra, by the way. Why would you play Reinhardt when you can play Ramatra, pop your strong punchy form, and then when you get low, just sit there and just hold up like right click for like 10 seconds and you take no damage, and then just run away. And you also have a shield which stands still, but granted, you have a shield, you have an insane burst left click so you can poke, and you can also choose to go in with your shift form, which gives you like 750 HP, and you can just beat the shit out of people. And also his ultimate is just you just stand there next to someone, you get kills, your ultimate just keeps going. Initially, if no one remembers, Ramatra's ultimate used to be infinite as long as someone was within range of you. So why would you play a character like Reinhardt? Like, what does Reinhardt's kit have to offer you that is so much better than these other tanks that have been added since then? When the game came out, Reinhardt was not badly designed. it has been 10 years. Reinhardt has gotten like 3 impactful changes, maybe 4. But they need to do something with him. Imagine, okay, this is an idea I have. Imagine instead of just pressing shift once and you pin and you're just all in, and when you press shift it cancels the pin and now you no longer have pin. Imagine if that was on like a resource meter and you could hold pin. So you could just go, you could like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And it's like on a resource meter. So Reinhardt now has Reinhardt has a lot more maneuverability, right? But just like in the like cinematic, right, where Reinhardt can control his boosters, I think he should literally be able to do that in the game. Also, another small thing, fix Reinhardt's pin mechanic. I swear to God, half the time when I pin someone, I just slide straight through them like they've oiled themselves up or something. Fix the pin mechanics. Like, I hate to even say this, but in Marvel Rivals, when you play Angela, when you pin someone, you don't just slip straight through them, you actually pin them. And same thing with Elsa's ultimate, by the way, because that thing has such a massive hitbox, it just sucks you in. Have something similar for Reinhardt at the very least, because his pin, even if it's pinpoint accurate, sometimes it just boops the enemies up in the air for like 5 damage, which is stupid because you're like a 50-ton truck charging at like a poor innocent Kiriko and you miss. And I don't even understand how that's possible. So change something with his pin mechanic, because honestly he feels really sluggish and outdated right now. Also, another thing, get rid of the movement speed reduction when he holds his shield. It's genuinely just a stupid mechanic now. Like, give Reinhardt something cooler. And I'm not talking about perks, all right? Screw perks. Perks are a cop-out answer for a character's design. Don't use perks. Give him something in his base kit. Something else also that I found interesting was that in Boga's stream recently, he said this.
Like, Sombra is a prime example of them not knowing what to do with Sombra. Honestly, just remove some of the characters in the game, I'm not gonna lie.
Pass this corner.
Just remove Sombra.
Okay, ball.
Remove Sombra,
Come on,
remove Ball, remove Roadhog, remove Kiriko, remove Brig, remove Malga.
And to be honest, it's like one of the first times I've heard like a content creator genuinely have this opinion, and I actually agree. I think characters that are egregious like that, just remove them from the game. Also, I think the worst character in the game is Malga. I think Malga is the worst example of this, because Malga is literally, his entire kit is based around his left click, and I genuinely think that's the worst thing that you can do to a character, is have like a kit where all you do is press one button and just hold down both mouse buttons, and that's the character. Like, you have to change that. There's no way that you can keep that in the game. And if you can't find a way to rework Malga, remove him. I don't care how hard you've worked on the character. If it doesn't work, stop. Like, you're getting caught in the law of diminishing returns. Like, you keep trying and trying and trying, and it just is not working. So your solution, just remove them from the game. I think Flats a while ago mentioned the story about an Apex character or hero or something that was extremely annoying to play against, and they just removed him from the game because they were like, you know what, valid, we don't know how to fix him, we'll just get rid of him and think about it for a different time. Do the same thing with some of these characters. I don't care if people complain about it because it's their favorite character, they have 5,000 hours on Sombra. For the wider 99.99% of the player base, just do something, anything, because right now this whole perk system, it's not good. It's not a good solution to anything. If anything, it's a cop-out. Oh, we are balancing the characters by changing the perks. Come on, bro. I don't even know why this should have to be explained to the developers. Like, I feel like this is just common sense. Like, just a quick side note, why is Anran's ultimate so shit? It's a direct copy from the Phoenix ult from Marvel Rivals, and yet when Anran flies up in her Phoenix form, you can, first of all, there's like a good 3 second, okay, not 3 seconds, there's like a 1 to 2 second period where you can't actually press left click to dive immediately, you just stand there in the air. Secondly, when you do go down as the Phoenix, if you break that or kill that Phoenix form, your character dies, not the Phoenix, you, and you can't revive yourself. So it's not like them breaking that, it's just breaking the thing. No, it's like they just outright kill you. And also, she can't break anything. She can't break like torp turrets or anything with it. It doesn't break destructibles like it does in Rivals. It's also really easy to get LOS. Like, you just stand behind the car and it doesn't hit you. It doesn't have like a big burst explosion that can hit people from far away. It just slams down and that's it. I genuinely think the best part of Anran's ultimate is the revive. It's not even her actual slam down Phoenix form. That form only works when you're like chasing down people that can't break the thing. So yeah, bottom line, don't make stupid characters. If you can't fix a character, just get rid of them from the game until you can. For future characters, don't make them boring like Sierra, because she just has a gun with some movement abilities and a grenade. Her ult is pretty good, but that's all there is really to her character. She's just Sojourn with less kill potential. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my rant. If you did, I'll probably make another one of these in the future, maybe about Rivals, because yeah, this is my second channel where I'm just gonna rant about random stuff. If you don't like it or you disagree, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.